There's James.
Plus
You texted
the
Billy?
license. And
Billy
I'm
Mack?
east end of
Yes.
town. So I can just cruise out.
You have
do my
Brant's
little
number
tour
now?
Duty, jump into the Y, swim 40 minutes every other day.
Yeah, I got his too.
Tell him to come back
And then Mike Bunce
right now.
puts me back
Tell him
together
to
on
take care of his
training
applications.
in between days, so. 'cause
Right.
I know I'm 45 and I don't want to get injured.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
And Brian Teeman too.
Today is 9 weeks since I did this knee, and it's just now at like
Torn meniscus.
torn MCL.
Brant, we're back
It's
in
nine
session. now.
weeks, and it still hurts a little bit. I can walk down the stairs in the morning without like holding your life. You know, I'm not used to that.
You should probably be swimming too.
I should be. I will be. Will be shortly. I always found like the distance swimming, just mask and snorkel, and just go. I can go all day mask and snorkel.
I've been
Ready?
using the thigh thing,
Brant.
Float,
the little float, so that way I'm just getting the wraps in.
Yep.
It's like-
Well, no, just wait. We didn't even start yet.
And then
509.
if I start to fade a little bit, I'll put the float back in.
Yeah.
But that way I get like 40 minutes straight.
All right.
Having your
When
body
Joe
straight in the
sits,
water
we'll
makes it a whole
tell him we're ready.
Yep.
All right, let's make a motion to go back into session. Ready?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's go back into our work session. We'll pick up where we left off. I think that the next one was
509 Captain's.
509 Captain's Neck Realty LLC. That is shoreline bulkheading. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Go away.
Sign in again?
Yeah.
Okay.
New, different
Yes,
application.
different application. I rarely have two on the same
We'll
day.
compare the signatures and see what's been going on for the last hour.
This is the cat one to a dock, correct?
Yes, so this is a rip out and replacement of an existing pier. And then we're going to extend that pier an additional 33 feet to add a jet ski float ramp and floating dock with anchor piles and getting the proper water depth, which is why we're extending what's
I think it's
existing.
upside down, James.
What do you plan on
There we go.
replacing the decking with? What kind of?
Open grate decking.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
The jet ski float needs to be removed from this application, it's a separate application.
Yes, sir.
For a permit.
We got that one right, James.
With that,
We got that one right.
Thanks, James. Usually I'm on the ball.
Is it like kind of like all this railing was up there before? On the pre-existing one?
Yes, the existing photos show the existing handrails that were there.
And you have no handrails on the
Ramp.
ramp? Is there a reason?
I don't know why that is. Usually on the aluminum ramps, there are
At least one.
rails on the 3x20 aluminum metal.
Yeah, I'd at least have one on there.
I don't know why that's not there.
Just an error?
It's
Just an error?
just an oversight on the draftsman, but I didn't pick up on it either.
What's your time frame? Because I was gonna talk to Chris out from the village and go down there with him to take a look. So where's?
Oh, from the village of Southampton?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it is.
It's going to require
Yeah.
their, yes, I
Yeah,
spoke
correct.
with them.
So I was gonna. I spoke to Chris about it a few times. He's aware.
Okay.
I was gonna come down with him. So where's your time frame to start to commence construction?
We're in no rush.
Okay.
If you need to go down and take a look and do that with him, that will give me time to update the plan to show the aluminum
That's fine.
rail on
Okay.
that ramp.
It's pretty simple.
Questions?
Yeah, because it looks like the old wooden ramp had a rail of some kind. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. They're just bumping it out a little bit farther to find the
Just to
water.
get the adequate water depth
Yeah.
for the floating dock, and the jet ski dock will fill out the separate application
No.
for.
You need no ZBA approval from the village, no?
They, when I had called, they said I just needed the building,
Okay.
building department, that's what I was told.
Okay.
Unless I should double check with
No,
zoning.
I just was curious because I know it's over some wetlands, no?
Yes,
And because this is pre-existing, we don't have to worry about that Army Corps bump up over the top of the wetlands.
you might run into that issue,
The Army Corps of Engineers?
Yeah.
I have their permit as
There you
well.
go.
I
They
do.
already
I
gave
have
you the- they
DEC
gave you
What height did they give you?
for whatever I had on the plans they approved. Do you
Okay,
want me to submit
So
that?
you have a 4 foot minimum, so that's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So I think I have that actually.
So it should be
I don't
fine.
think
Yeah,
I
I had the
said,
Armor Corps permit.
So it should be fine.
okay.
if the Army Corps said.
I covered all
I
of
just
those.
did mine,
I
like,
just
all of
got
a
it,
sudden.
yeah, I
you
just
know,
got, they were a little longer
Actually, I
than
just have the
DEC.
Notification, I don't have the actual permit.
Just double check that before you apply these, because there are instances where they get upset by the height above the grass.
Above the,
So you don't wanna like have all this like drafted and then all of a sudden the Army Corps is like, oh no, you amend it, we gotta go up higher over this portion.
right, well, it took a long time to get their permit, but they had me fill out all of this other paperwork, and they approved the
Awesome,
same plan that you have.
congratulations.
Okay.
I know, that was a rough one. That was not
What do you
easy.
think, Joseph?
Well, I'm okay with advancing it, but I mean, it does, unless you want, wait for stamp plans and the correct,
Yeah, well,
Yes, because I have to correct the ramp,
Yeah, yeah.
and,
Rail on.
hold it for
rail.
those items, and
okay,
then we'll take care of it.
and I will, I'm sure we'll be in touch with the site visit between now and then.
so let them know that they'll
Yeah,
be getting an inspection.
I'll talk to Chris and.
Okay.
we'll put it in, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, trustees.
Okay.
All right.
Keep going.
Have a good day.
You too, see you soon, thank you.
You got it.
Bullhead Yacht Club,
Interscience.
Jim said that he was gonna be late, I don't know
so you
how
want,
late he's gonna be, so maybe.
Matt, why don't you go ahead,
Sure.
we'll go back.
All right, we'll move on to 3 Fisk Avenue, Village of West Hampton Beach. Anybody here for 3 Fisk Avenue? All right, come on
Grant.
down. We have a winner.
Good morning.
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 All right.
Good to see you all again.
Thank you.
So this would have normally been a very simple request for a permit renewal.
Right.
Our previous client evidently sold the property. The new owner went and engaged a contractor. The contractor started to work, and then immediately was like, uh-oh, the permit expired. They contacted us. We submitted a request to the trustees to renew the permit. We were advised that it's past the 90 days, so we have to go back through a full review process. So, in the meantime, I just found out from James that a notice of completion was actually submitted to the trustees, which I'm hoping was in error. My understanding was that they didn't submit a notice of commencement, and that there was we had advised them, or we had wanted to submit a notice of commencement. And again, I'm hopeful that they stopped work when they realized that the permit was expired, and that they had intended to submit a notice of commencement and accidentally submit a notice of completion. I could be wrong about all of this, because I'm just learning about this, but
So there was no notice of commencement.
I don't know.
We,
Well, I have-
You do have it.
notice of commencement.
But then there was also a notice of completion submitted as well?
Yeah.
to the bottom.
Notice of commencement is
Yeah,
on
so,
3/25/24. So when did the permit expire?
In October? November.
October of 23.
All
It was
right,
October of November of '23.
This is completion 4/9/24.
so, did anything change?
Nothing changed.
Nothing
at all.
changed.
Just I believe it was just an owner change.
Wasn't there a kayak rack that was supposed to be added as well? That was on the original permit, that was what was going to be completed?
So the approved plans,
The original permit expired September 22nd, 2023.
sorry, September. I don't
Where's
see
the-
the
where's the cover
kayak
sheet?
rack on
6
here.
months out.
So, James, is the permit application submitted and approvable?
Unfortunately, the one that I
It's
had.
the same as it.
Same exact blue book, same thing.
Same thing as it.
So it's just a matter of, the board wants to, approve what we'd already approved, meets blue book, and then just dealing with whatever.
Renewal of
What is,
construction
what is the
stairs
date of the
and
notice of commencement?
March
notice of
24.
3/20.
Notice of
March
the
of 24.
March of
Completion.
3/25/24 is
6
commencement,
months.
and
Yeah.
completion is 4/9/24.
So, but we would approve it, because it seems to be meeting all the blue book tests, and it's just a matter
We
of
had
dealing
appro-
with.
We had
the-
approved it, but they didn't follow up in the
If,
paperwork.
if.
They didn't
the-
renew the plans.
If if the new owner recognized that they
It would have been a
purchased,
$400 or whatever renewal.
we would have come to you in September, as we would normally do. and
Now it's
say,
gonna
"We
become-
need to renew the.
So we just need to verify that everything that was done was contained in the first permit, and there's nothing extraneous added because of the new owner wanting something. Correct?
Correct, but my understanding is, from what we were told by Chesterfield, is the intention was to build the dock as approved. And
So then it's just a matter of the fee situation, because then the fees are a new application versus a renewal, and then if it's built prior to, you know,
And it conformed, everything conforms. They didn't add something that wasn't covered by
well, yeah,
the
well,
initial application.
right, well, that's what the inspection's gonna reveal, and then we'll just have to clean up the rest of it.
yeah, if it comes back that you guys see that something was built that was not approved,
But for what's before James, I think is an approvable permit.
It's a new application, same exact what you guys.
Right.
Everything's
approved
blanket.
in the past.
Yeah.
Meet Blue
The
Book.
only difference in fees would be the as-built fee, because they built it.
Right. Okay. So then that's what we need to do.
It's under this year's fees, it's under the 2024 fees, so we charge them dimensional fees for 2024 and the as-built fee.
And we're done. Does that make sense to you?
100%.
Okay. You good with that? You good with that? Okay,
100%.
so advance.
Okay.
Okay,
So it's an
Thank you very much.
approvable application, but we're
Yep.
just moving it forward
yep, moving forward.
for housekeeping. All right.
Thank you all.
Thanks for coming to explain all that.
Have a great day.
You too.
And the
That one
next,
has stamp plans.
218 Dune
Plan
Road.
stamp plans.
Brian, come on down.
hello, sir.
Hello, Board.
How are you?
I'm well. Hope everyone's well. Welcome to the new members of the board.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you're sitting here.
So, yeah, never been on this side.
Now you're on
Give
this
us
side.
sign in.
Oh, you're in for it.
So you're gonna have to teach me everything, because I've
We're
never
gonna,
done
we're
this.
gonna school you.
So this applicant came to me, I'll finish filling that out, for a dock. And I looked at the property based on my experience. I thought there was some issues with depth for a floating dock. So with the assistance of Billy Mack, we went there and kind of spec'd things out. And we said, all right, what would be the least impactful? We both agreed that a stick dock makes more sense rather than being challenged with depth issues, finding the right depth. I don't think we would have found the right depth to be consistent with that existing pier line. That person to the east is just very lucky, I guess. Or maybe it's been there a long, long time. So, are you familiar with the property?
Yeah, I went there last week. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of unique with that little tidal marsh.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It's really pretty, and that's one of the things that Billy and I said, well, why don't we keep everything as far away from that as possible?
Sure.
And keep it tight to the west. So basically, to get to this dock, people are gonna be on land, for, kind of the longest period possible without going through any wetlands. That sand path is on the higher side of a bulkhead. This is really helpful, thanks for doing the arrows, this is great. Yeah, you could walk right up to it at the bulkhead, it would be, same level as the bulkhead, open grade decking, all standard stuff. So that's,
I can't read the hydro numbers.
yeah, they
Well,
were-
there's no
There's a float
floater
dock.
on the end. They just have a ladder. It's just gonna
There's
be a
no need to.
pier with a ladder.
Yeah, I still can't read them. I mean,
yeah, you know what, Scott, I could,
I got the hard
Yeah.
copy
Yeah.
there, and
yeah, I have a bunch of them here too. It's basically a foot and a half.
Is this
You get that,
what's
you get to a foot and a
existing?
half?
this
Yeah,
is the bulkhead
And that's what they
that
want.
leads out. The neighbor's property is over here. The actual, it's gonna come off here and out this way. So they're gonna walk along this upland site, go out and then out this way onto the.
Can't.
Then this is gonna be 10 foot over from.
That's what,
Yeah.
according to these plans, yeah, we got 10 foot from here to here, and so they're beyond 10 foot. From
Meet
there.
Blue Book?
I think so. It's more than 10 feet
James,
away from
you
the
look at it.
property. The
It
neighbors.
appears so, I mean, the only thing is if the, appreciable water depth going out that far. it'll be up to you guys. I don't know the exact depths because I can't see.
I can't,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so hard here.
There's also, I think it's, I mean,
Because again, you're just doing a fixed
Yeah,
dock,
maybe-
You don't float,
a
yeah.
ladder.
right, so you just gotta get to the appreciable water depth, I
just for visual, it's interesting because you could see that there's a little bit of a delta from that tidal marsh area, if you
right,
want.
right there, Brian.
Yeah, yeah, you see that bump out there. So that's another reason why we stayed so far to the west. That's the best depth we've got for quite a while. The channel is almost out of sight there. You can see where the piers are on the left for the bath and tennis, those tee docks.
You're
So-
staying in line
so-
with this bulkhead. though?
Exactly.
So you just, you know what, you gotta just make sure that you are definitely 10 feet off of the existing property lines. You know what I mean? You can't,
And then there's no problem with West Hampton as far as the access to this, because it's already kind of a, along this bulkhead is
how far is it?
technically supposed to be like dune grass and vegetative species, correct?
On the up
The
side of
upland
bulkhead.
side of the bulkhead, I
You're
don't,
allowed to have a footpath to access a dock.
yeah,
Yeah, the footpath is the sand down there on the right on our property.
yeah. But then it's hitching out on that bulkhead a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah.
You're kind of utilizing that bulkhead kind of.
You gotta make sure that you're definitely hitting the Blue Book test to be in 10 feet off of that property line. That's why you gotta make sure it's in a Blue Book compliant.
Yeah, it shows 10 feet.
From the property line,
Here.
yeah.
See, it says 10 feet to here.
What's deceiving is that the bulkhead,
The
It's
bulkhead
closer.
runs this way.
yeah, the bulkhead is closer to
So
the,
where he's putting this part of the dock is 10 feet off the property line, and then it maintains that all the way up.
Yeah.
Actually, it's further than
Yeah.
10 feet.
'Cause
Minimum is
I
10
could,
feet.
Here, it's further than 10 feet.
because I could see the neighbor having an issue.
It's probably
Yeah, but
50.
the entrance to the dock that we're approving, that the bulkhead's already existing, but the entrance to the dock that we're approving is 10, as long as that's 10 foot from their property line, right there to there.
yeah, that's
You
exactly,
just gotta make sure you meet the tests,
Yeah.
because
This-
when you're in these constrained areas like this, it gets,
Sorry,
That's the 10-foot measure,
Yeah.
which is where that starts, so they should be clear,
yeah,
you know. and it
yeah, they
looks like
got the
it's-
10 foot.
Mhm. From the westernmost edge
Yeah.
of the new dock going out.
yeah, to the beginning of the walk.
Right.
So then we just, if we have a clear depth, that would be helpful, right? I mean, for a board's
Yeah.
decision of whether this is appreciable depth. And
Did
then
it just scan poorly, or did?
I can't
No, we have, the one that was passed down, you can't even read it either.
The hard copy?
Yeah,
The,
unless you guys got,
I can't read it.
I mean, full-size copy. This doesn't have the
Yeah, you need the hydro.
the dock on it, but it has the hydro, so if you wanna look
I
at
see the
that,
hydro.
you
That
can
would
just
be-
cross-reference
some
it.
kind of
You
idea.
need-
So this is the delta here, here's the bulkhead. So we're looking at, basically, this is the pier line.
Yep, exactly.
And so we're going from 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.1.
It never makes 1.5.
The 1.5 is kind of on this hitch over here, probably because the undermining from this bulkhead.
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely some dynamics going on there with what's coming out of that little marshland and then what's
well,
coming.
the tidal flow out of the canal
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You
with
got-
with that point of the bulkhead.
Yeah, falling tide would,
You got
Water
1.4
scour it out.
here,
You get to
but then we're messing with this delta.
better water over there.
That's where I originally was, to better water, when they wanted a floating dock, and
But the whole thing's to better water over
Yeah,
there.
but that's beyond the pier line, isn't it? Or is this right at the pier
It's
line?
like right at the pier line now. Why don't you go where you can get to the 1.4, you get to deep water, you can use a paddle kayak, and you got a much better water depth
yeah,
over
but
there.
you'd have to go through wetlands, right?
Well, look at it here.
Are you talking about starting it at the same point?
I'm just
but
looking at
kicking-
Starting at the
Hydro.
point and going for the 1-4?
and
Look at this
and
hydro.
Kicking it out northeast instead of north.
Yeah, if you move away, like you're going over to this side, there's no water there. If you
Yeah, we
move-
just, we're going for the shorter.
Look at this.
You know, I know
Yeah, I
that in
understand
our
your point.
interest
I
is to keep
like
it
your
short.
design quite personally, but that's just, you know, the appreciable water depth thing is kind of a new nuance that
Yeah,
I
but this
don't
is
really
all
understand. why
area
you
you
Yeah.
can
dock
walk
anyway,
down, that's
but-
why he's
Well,
using this.
you can see
Over
why
here,
I-
Is there a?
I
there's
saw
a
why you
Why I
Yeah.
advised away from a floating
you're
dock.
gonna be
You
right.
know,
Yeah, that's
they
really
said,
good to look at this thing, but
I said, would you be interested in a stick
Here's
dock?
more
I said,
water.
what's that?
This
And I
is all
kind of
wetlands
explained,
here,
I
so
said, it's
you-
gonna be a little bit of a challenge
This
to
is
get
all
to deep
marsh,
enough
not
water. I think we're
wetlands.
gonna have a lot of
What
back
is
and
it- what if it
forth. I
doesn't
said,
go
let's
that way?
go
What
for
you're saying
like
is that
path of least
1-4,
resistance.
This is like
And-
The
height.
Blue Book specifically says
There's,
if you don't,
there's more water.
if you don't
There's no water.
To 1-1, that's it, that's where you're gonna go, right, to 1 foot.
Yeah, well, here you
Nobody's
get,
gonna reach appreciable water.
Yeah, but you come in,
See, this
this
is-
is all wet, this is all tidal wetlands, you didn't disturb this, there's already a
If
path
it doesn't
here.
meet that.
There's already a
depth of water,
sand
then
path here.
You should bring it back to 25 feet, but if you guys feel that getting that extra. you know,
I
is
personally,
appreciable water
yeah.
depth, then you guys are.
I personally, recognizing what this area looks like with the delta and that bulkhead there, I would imagine that that there's going to be appreciable water there, but that's,
where?
the way that the topography of it and with this bulkhead right here, like with this water, I mean, you got all deep water right in here, relatively speaking. And this is showing up. This is always gonna just
Yeah.
keep showing. So like, as far as this becoming deep water, or I don't know how modern this is right here, but this is gonna be deep water.
It should be modern. I'm just looking at from this point to this point, and then right there, he's got
Yeah, but
nice water.
there's
Yeah.
all
No, I see it. It's
wetlands
just
here.
trying to get him to appreciable water depth, you know? Trying to get him out to a good depth.
But he's going the path of least resistance. So I understand, we're kind of like,
I'd just love to see you get to
And the tide line's way back.
1.5,
More
then you
water.
could use a foot pedal kayak.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you gets out to,
Yeah, but the tide line is way back here, you're looking at a 150-foot dock over here.
Yeah, length was
Yeah.
my
You
concern.
got really, see the high water mark, you're looking to there, it's like,
I don't know what that is.
it's like 100.
well, that shoal's just gonna keep bumping out.
Yeah.
That delta is just gonna keep bumping out to what Scott's determining as the appreciable water. Not that
Well, I'm
Not
just- I
that
just
we
see-
should base the this on that, but yeah.
I just see the numbers
Yeah.
are better in that area.
It looks like where this X is, but right there. Everything beyond it doesn't change for
Or over there,
50 feet,
and over here. See that?
yeah.
And if you draw the line from here to there, it's like,
Yeah, but you'd
yeah,
have
no,
to
I
start
see
from way
that.
back
I-
here.
I'm looking at just the hydro depths, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and looking at the distance to the.
Color on different aerials is
I don't think
is
you can get-
different, you know? I mean, I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
why I really think that number of, I think it is an appreciable depth personally, but I mean, I can't. Just looking at the
Well-
depths and looking at what that bulkhead is and what that bulkhead's gonna create as far as deep
The
water.
best case scenario is to have the consultant go down and put a stake at the end, out of terminus of where the dock is proposed, and then you can go down there and see it.
Trying to get you to
So
water.
so there'll be no wiggle room, it's right here. And then you.
Like as proposed, where
As
that end is?
proposed, where the end is.
Yeah.
And it's that, you can just walk down there with your waders boots and see what it looks like.
That's probably a good idea.
That's probably your best bet, because I like the plan where you have the dock as far as, like you say, compromising the wetlands and everything else.
Yeah.
Put a stake in it,
Put a stake in it and let's see what rolls out.
Okay.
Yep.
So give you a call?
Sure.
After I
definitely.
put the stake in?
You, definitely. You have the other regulatory authorities permits?
No,
Wait,
This is
being
yours,
submitted,
correct?
Yes.
being submitted like this week.
So we got time then, there's no.
This is
no
yours,
urgency.
this is yours, the
Yeah.
big
Yes,
one?
that was, thanks. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys first, and then,
You could maybe scan in a better copy of that too, right?
If
You
Matt
better,
has, if Matt has further
Can't make those
questions,
out.
we can go down there and look at the site too,
right?
A hard copy.
right?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, get a visual on it.
Thanks for coming down. I think it was very helpful that you came down.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me come down.
Yeah, this way you can
Appreciate it. All
make
right.
sure we get it right for you.
Thanks
I'll
a
do the
lot.
stake, be in touch. Thanks for everything.
Okay, cool.
Appreciate the input.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Joe, are you able to go over Bullhead without Minor Science?
It's up to Scott Snyder if they want to go over it.
Yeah, let's go over it.
This is the replacement of a existing condition bulkhead. New travel piers, same location. Just need to,
What's the cover sheet say?
there is nothing in the code. Replacement, replacing kind of all.
Is there a timeline on
You
this?
have the cover sheet?
It just says replacement kind, that's all it says.
No, is there like a timeline of when they want to proceed with
We
this
want it
project?
now. Cause they're,
It's actually on for,
yeah.
Yeah, I would say,
it's on for this meeting, because
Did-
they need this approval so that the contractor can start work.
Yeah,
The
cause
contractor can start work,
they're gonna move
so,
the season,
so,
they don't.
we have the cover sheet?
I do. And there's-
Let's see.
Yeah.
They let it lapse, and it was already permitted, and they let it lapse.
So it's already
Well, it's
dimensioned.
in place and in kind.
So
There's
it's-
no elevation change, it's all compliant.
The travel lift's gonna be replaced and it's is it engineered
No, the
plans?
pier's gonna stay the same, they're gonna be lifted up because of the, just the conditions. Just looking like, I think by 6 inches or something. So,
And this, the walkway is already there.
yeah, it's gonna all remain the same.
If it's an in-place and in-kind bulkhead replacement with no, they're not indicating anything other than that. So then that's generally,
It's got existing whalers, existing pilings.
Yep.
And the sheeting obviously is gonna be updated.
Which, that's being done now.
all right, so you know what, I would say the only thing, they need to add this dredging onto the cover sheet though. Replace 479 linear feet of bulkhead in place, dredge to a depth of -5 MLW, no greater than 40 feet seaward of the bulkhead. Place 139 cubic yards of dredge material behind the new bulkhead, just so there's no confusion. I think that they just need to update the cover sheet.
Can we do that, can we, at the meeting, add that language?
Yeah,
And
I think that's
Amend
reasonable.
on the floor.
Resolution on the floor. and-
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
It
And
does,
I want to state the record, I am.
it does reference some judging.
Present
though.
member of the council, I'm legally able to vote on this matter because there's no change in existing conditions.
You're not asking for anything additional, it's basically replacing kind.
Yeah.
It meets the Blue Book.
The resolution mentions dredging. It says, 596 linear feet of non-treated bulkhead in place and in kind with incidental dredging as per plans provided. 139 cubic yards of dredge material will be placed landward of the bulkhead. 10 feet of non-fertilized buffer established with gravel for the premises at 362.
Where are you
West.
reading that off of?
So that's the.
This is on for resolution today.
Okay, yeah, it's
So
just,
that mentions that.
Just
That's
needs
fine,
to
it's
be
just-
updated on the
it's not on
cover
the,
sheet.
it's just not on the sheet.
Amend the cover
Is
sheet.
the resolution okay?
The resolution sounds like
Okay.
it's proper, right?
All right.
Yeah.
The cover sheet they submitted is because it's a renewal, so, well.
That's
not a
fine.
renewal,
I-
but
As long as it's in the red zone.
All right, so we don't need to
That's
amend
what
that.
we were-
No,
at least.
as long as it's in the resolution, I'm looking at this and not
Right.
knowing what translated to that, so.
Sure.
That's fine. That can go.
Advance.
and there are
Advance.
stamp plans for it, so you're good.
Okay.
Advance.
That's all I have.
All right, so now we have final stamp plan determinations. James Price. We got him, there it is. Okay, good.
95 Inlet Road West, LLC.
No.
And we also have a hard copy that you dropped off for that too. Just give these to Jess.
I'll stamp them. Thanks.
So we got everything we need, James?
Yes.
Okay, good.
308 Tab Point. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. Advance it.
Next one's 19 Seatuck. What's that?
Got the vegetation plan all mapped out?
Rose stone buffer with beach grass, 12 inch on center.
Was there supposed to be beach grass in that rock part?
There was gonna be a rock part.
Was
on
there
the east.
plantings in that or no?
There's a rock part here, and then there's the beach grass with
Around the corner
rocks.
there, yeah.
Okay.
And they're gonna be doing some dredging 5 feet off the bulkhead, I believe.
Correct.
You good?
Yep.
Okay.
Last is 6 Beaver Dam.
That's that set in slip there.
Was that the one with all the upland stuff?
Yeah, and they had those like pavers and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yes, it's an old boathouse.
Oh, set.
Yeah.
You good? All right, so now that concludes the agenda portion of the meeting. I think it's now back into executive session for the discussion of personnel and confidential legal advice.
Second?
Seconded by trustee McLaughlin. All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Okay.